Welcome to T Boys TV. We are back again with another Hatter Show, obviously episode 142. And obviously in this one, we'll talk about the Newcastle game, the Newcastle dub. Come on. I'm still gassed if I'm being honest, as you could probably tell. And then obviously we'll be getting into the Sheffield United game because obviously it's Christmas tomorrow, so obviously it's only right to really do it today, sort of thing. But like always, I'm joined with my dad. How are we, Dad?
Yeah, all good, mate. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yep, no, absolutely, absolutely. Big up, Merry Christmas Eve, shall I say to everyone? Do you know what I mean? And I'll put a community post out tomorrow and that sort of thing as well. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So obviously Newcastle, we took on Newcastle at home. Going into it, you were very confident. You said 3-1. I said 2-all. I had a feeling we'd get a positive result. A lot of that obviously down to, unfortunately, obviously what happened with Lockyer. I also felt it was a good time to play Newcastle. Like I said, their away form's terrible. 16th, it might be even worse now in the league. A lot of injuries as well. Like I said, when I was reading them out, there was 10 injuries that were guaranteed. So, I felt it was a good time, in that sense. But let's get straight into it. So the lineup, obviously, we briefly spoke about it on the vlog from home. Obviously, do make sure you check that out as well if you haven't already. But obviously, the lineup for us was pretty much what I said. The only change to it was Brown in instead of Chio, which you had a feeling it could have been like that anyway. So obviously, it's Kaminsky in goal. Back three of Menji, Osho, Bell. Again, Bell obviously in that left centre back role. He was the captain as well. So that was interesting and good to see, to be honest. Kabore and Doughty as the wing backs, Lokonga and Barkley as the midfielders, which again, it was always going to be them with Nakamba obviously being suspended. And then Townsend, Brown and Elijah up front. Now, the bench was good. I did like the look of the bench yesterday as well. Obviously, it's Anderson, Chong, Clark, Giles, Krul, Morris, Ruddock, Chio, Woodrow. Good to see Woodrow back. Obviously, he's been highly rated when it comes to, finisher at the club. So hopefully at some point this season, that can happen again. Sort of like what happened in Norwich. We played Norwich, for example. That was Rob Edwards' first ever home win, I believe, as well. So, there's that. But yeah, it was a good lineup. I like the look of it. And I know you're the same, Dad, because it's similar to what you said.
Yeah, spot on, really. Pretty much expected.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe I said Anderson would possibly start, but he come on and done all right. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just had that feeling he maybe wouldn't because of just not getting any minutes. But I did see someone else as well, another Luke fan on one of the Instagram posts mentioning, saying he should maybe start because he's looked very composed when he's played and he's got that physical presence as well. But yeah, moving on to the actual game itself. Now, the first half was pretty interesting. There was quite a lot that happened in the first half. Obviously, I'd say the first big chance was Callum Wilson, his header that went wide. It's one of them where we were sort of like, come on, get it out. Do you know what I mean? We've had them moments a few times this season, but it went wide. It was all right in the end. And then obviously the Gordon cross, brilliant cross, by the way. And obviously you had a feeling he'd played well in this game. So did I. Like I said in the Hat Show previously, if I was to do a team of the season, he would be in it so far, just for how good he's been for Newcastle. Obviously, he played a great cross into Wilson. It's a great save by Kaminsky. Again, how many times are we going to say that times this season? And then I think it bounced off Osho, but, it went over, luckily, and it was good that it did. But what did you make of the two chances Newcastle started off with in the first half?
Yeah, they're going to generate chances. So, we gave them a little bit, Gordon a little bit too much respect at times. But, Kaminsky's there, you can rely on him. So it was a good save. He headed it straight at him kind of thing, but still, Premier League, they're going to get chances against Shaw. So, yeah, it went too bad.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then obviously, they had obviously, well, no, sorry, then obviously it was goal. That was the big chance after that. Obviously, lovely bit of play. Doughty, we're very good from set pieces. You know, we know this as fans, but you know, we're seeing it a lot now in the Premier League, and we're using it as a strength. You know, obviously the Arsenal game, you know, 2 corners, 2 goals. Um, you know, and obviously, you know, you look at the Man City game. All right, that wasn't literally from a set piece, but still, that was a cross into the box. You know, and you saw it in this game. Obviously, the goal that separated the two sides. Doughty, lovely ball in. What a performance again by him. You know, again, it was another game where he played on the left and the right side. And he was absolutely phenomenal yet again. Lovely ball in. Lovely flick on by Barkley onto Townsend. And Townsend gets off the mark. Obviously, we were a bit like, whoa, does it count? Because me, when I saw it first, he sort of celebrated and then he sort of hesitated as if the referee said he was offside or something. So that's why the reaction was a bit of a weird one yesterday. It wasn't like what we've seen previously with us two, but it's a great header. You know, if we're being honest, you know, it was always going to be a matter of time before Townsend was going to score. I'll be honest, I didn't think he'd score that type of goal to start off with. I thought it'd maybe be an outside the box, you know, finesse into the top left or something. But brilliant bit of play, brilliant cross by Doughty, and like I say, great flick on by Barkley. Elijah was there as well. You know, if Townsend weren't going to get to it, and maybe Elijah would have. You know, we know how good he is in the air. Just you know, looking at Man City game and loads of other games, you know, with Elijah. But brilliant goal, man, brilliant goal, and it was limbs. What did you make of the build up to the goal and the goal itself, Dad?
Yeah, it's good play. And again, yeah, we were looking confident from set pieces. And yet again, Barkley involved, like in the goal, great flick on, and you know he couldn't really miss. So and deserved as well. So I was pleased with that. And I
Yeah,
think he did celebrate initially, or he did, and then I think he used to play for Newcastle, so he kind of like, and the Lockyer thing, you know, where he's grabbed his shirt and that. So them things going on in his mind, you know, he probably couldn't believe he'd scored, but a little bit, and then thought, right, celebrate, yeah. Oh, he's played for Newcastle. Oh, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was it's good to see that we're getting these goals from set pieces quite consistently now, which we was sort of lacking a little bit initially. But I do feel like it's just a bit weird since Elijah's starting, we seem to be getting back
yeah,
because they know he's a danger man, and then there's other people that they're not marking or they're not, you know, we just overload, and it's good to see. I think we always score from set pieces most of the time. I think we'll keep climbing up with that.
yeah. No, I definitely agree. Like I say, we got to use it to our strengths. You know, because you're seeing what it's possessing. You know, for us in that sense. And then obviously the next talking point is the Ross Barkley shot. Very unlucky, man. We thought that was in. And we keep saying it and we will keep saying it because we know it's going to happen. You know, the quality of the player, it has to happen. It might happen when he plays more forward, but he is going to score a banger at some point. You know, we said it quite a few weeks ago and he nearly did in this game. You know, very unlucky off the bar. You know, it's a shame it didn't bounce a bit too much behind the keeper, so it went in sort of things. You've seen them sort of goals happen in the past. You know, we thought it was maybe in. You know, oh, it was so unlucky. It was similar in a way with, you know, the kind of shot it was for me to Morris's shot when we played Wolves and he hit the post. Obviously, Barkley's hit the bar, but similar in that sort of scenario. But yeah, very unlucky from him. You know, he was immense yet again. You know, again in that CDM role, but that was unlucky, wasn't it? That we thought
Yeah,
it was in.
it was about 28 yards out. And just playing it, and like you said, he's got that real quality, and it is only a matter of time before he's trying. On another day, he'll end up scoring, you know, 2 or 3 like that because he's just loving his football definitely at the moment. So it's good to see, and good to see he's being pretty consistent with his performances, considering where he's playing and stuff. And he's actually good at that. And I felt that he worked really well with Lokonga.
Yeah, Oh, absolutely. This was a good performance from Lokonga, definitely. And then obviously the next chance was the Barkley great pass to Elijah, and I thought Elijah was unlucky. You know, a few people saying, "Oh, he should have scored," but looking back at it, it's a bit of a difficult one for me because you can't really blame him. You know, he's took it first time. You know, and it was just one of them, really. You know, it was a great pass through by Ross Barkley again, showing his quality. You know, showing his experience, really. You know, doing things like that. And I just thought it was unlucky, really, from Elijah. What did you make of that
Yeah,
opportunity?
yeah, two. Yeah, obviously a great pass. Took it first time. He had to take it first time. He had two defenders running at him like to try and block it off, and the keeper was aware and saved it with his legs. And the keeper's not that bad. Let's be honest, he's not a bad keeper. So no, not at all. I thought Elijah played pretty well.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. I thought it was unlucky the opportunity there. And then obviously moving on to the second half, obviously we made a change. Now nothing's come out about it. You know, I was thinking on the vlog from over, I was saying, "Oh, hopefully it's not a knock or anything," because we know we have them sometimes at half time over this season with Kabore. And I thought, other than the Liverpool game, that was probably his best game. You know, I thought he was really good in that first half. That tackle he done on Anthony Gordon, you know, when he was going forward. And we were saying, you know, when we were watching it, we just need to get into him. You know, don't let him have all that space on the ball. And Kabore, lovely. You know, what a tackle it was. And then obviously, you know, like I said, he come off, but maybe Rob Edwards thought of it from a tactical standpoint because we're going to get onto that Ross Barkley yellow card because that was absolute BS, as we all know. And maybe he was looking at it going, yeah, this ref's he's a bit of an idiot. Not literally would have thought that, but you know, that sort of thing. And he maybe thought of it from a tactical, you know, aspect, maybe. That's maybe what I think. Because like I say, nothing's come out about it. And it will be a bit of a blow. You know, if he obviously he's got an injury or anything, because he is our only right wing back. You know, you got to think of it like that. Yeah, we've got people that play there, but you know, it's not ideal, really, is it? You know, if we're being honest. So, you know, especially if they're obviously the defenders we've got out at the moment as well, you know, we have to put Bell where he sort of is, sort of thing as it is. So it's one of them. But yeah, obviously we've done that. And then obviously the yellow card. We'll move straight onto that. That was bullcrap. You know, you said your thoughts, Dad, and you know I couldn't agree more. Obviously, rightly so. Very frustrated. He won the ball, and like you said, there was a little tug. It nothing. It was minor. You know, and I'm pretty sure, and I said it to you earlier. I'm pretty sure this was the referee that was in that dodgy game between Liverpool and Tottenham. He was definitely part of it. I don't know if he was the main ref or he was on VAR or it's something in and around the game, but stupid man. Like he was just some of the stuff he was giving was way too soft.
Yeah, like it was. I think he lost the ball, but then he went to pass it and misplayed whatever, and he won the ball back. Yeah, there was a slight tug, but it was no more than like me just pulling your shirt. You know, you wouldn't even feel it. It was like that, and let go straight away, and then won the ball with a great tackle. Like, and I remember the commentator saying well, he's let a lot of stuff go, and I was thinking, has he? Not for us, he hasn't. Actually, and then to get a yellow card for it was absolutely ridiculous. Just stuff like that just annoyed me because you don't want Barkley to be getting sent off the way he's playing at the moment. I just think it's like not allowed to tackle. It does my head in.
Yeah.
It was a great tackle, simple as that. But move on. He didn't get sent off. He's still available. I think it might be second, but maybe third yellow card. And with the Kabore thing, yeah, I think is he one booking away from being suspended?
Yeah, that's another thing as well. Yeah,
it'd be that because he does tend to get yellow cards, and then certain referees, if they're card happy, which this guy seemed to be a little bit, the only proper right back at club at the moment. It makes sense. So he'll be fresh for Boxing Day, I would presume. So
yeah, no, I agree. Definitely agree with that. And then obviously moving on to the Brown opportunity. Excuse me. Obviously Elijah, similar to what Barkley done to him in a way of the the flick over, obviously that was different. That was brilliant, absolutely brilliant by Elijah. Flicked it over their player's head. I can't quite remember who it was. Then obviously laid it off to Brown, and Brown hit the crossbar. So twice we hit the crossbar in this game. We could have won by more. We really could have. We could have won by about 2 or 3-0. Honestly, we were brilliant. We were absolutely brilliant. Very unlucky from Brown, and yeah, it was one of them where it's just like, oh, I thought the keeper maybe got a slight touch. I don't think he quite did looking back at it, but very unlucky from Brown, wasn't it? And brilliant from Elijah on the build up.
Yeah, see, this is that forward play that he's getting better at. His confidence is on point at the moment as well. And he's not that selfish either. He's being more of a team player. Pass Brown looked to get on his left foot so he could strike it, and he was just unlucky, really. He's been unlucky a couple of times this season, and he's playing really well at the moment. He's for me, you can't really keep him out of the team. And it'd be nice to see him score a couple more goals. I know he scored a couple already, but more add that threat more. But yeah, that would have been deserved as well. That would have been so.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then obviously the next talking point was their goal. That obviously was ruled out. Obviously Gordon passed through to Isaac. Obviously they made 2 changes in the first half as well. Lascelles went down. Obviously a player we were, over the seasons we've been quite heavily rumoured with. If we was to go up, obviously it's most likely not going to happen now because he's playing regularly. He is the captain at the moment as well. But obviously he got injured. Then obviously they took off their youngster as well. Obviously they brought on Isaac and Cher, I believe it was. They brought on something like that. But yeah, obviously Isaac scored. Obviously it's slightly offside. At first I thought it wasn't. I'll be honest. But the more you zoom in on it, which obviously they did, you can see that it's offside. And we held our line very well in this game at times. We were catching Newcastle offside a lot, especially in that first half. And I know Osho was a massive part of leading that. Obviously, he was in the middle as well, which I did predict, and done very well there. But what did you make of that? The defence as a whole, and obviously that goal that was called out.
Thought it was in fair play to Bell because it's not his normal position, is it? So it was him that it was kind of close. But yeah, overall, the defence was brilliant.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely. Especially like I say, Osho in the middle. I don't know if we've ever seen that. Might have maybe once or twice, but not regularly. He's mainly on that right or the left. Obviously, when Menji plays as well. And obviously we have, when we had Lockyer and that sort of thing as well. And then moving on to the last big chance, I'd say, of the game. It weren't a massive chance. It was a routine save for Kaminski, but it's more towards the end. Obviously, the Bruno Guimaraes shot. And I did say maybe he was a player I was a little bit wary of, going into it, because I know he is very good in midfield. He can hold up the ball well and that sort of thing. But obviously, it was a routine save for Kaminski, one that he should really be making. It's sort of similar to a few ones that he had to do against Liverpool. Not necessarily the like the Núñez chances outside the box and that sort of thing, but just in the sense of him saving it. You sort of would expect him to, and again, he done really well. And he's finally got that clean sheet, which he has deserved. Because the amount of games we've said, where we've conceded a couple and we've been like, he couldn't have done anything about the goals. Because he couldn't have. He finally got it, deserved it. I see Luton posted, we've been waiting to put this.
Yeah.
That's how much he's deserved it. And obviously a massive, massive shout out to him. Like we say, 2.5 million for him. What a bargain that is. I mean, he's a top keeper. But yeah, obviously that was that on the game. Any final things you'd like to add on the game as a whole, Dad, before we get through the comments and obviously then get into the player ratings?
Just one of them form. We're growing from, a lot of people were talking about Lockyer is that extra. Yeah, it was that extra. But I still think if Lockyer was playing and that we would have still done all right in this game because that momentum and the way we've been playing has been really good. And obviously their injuries, but they still had some good players on the pitch. They brought on, he made the changes early, but we were just on it and we've got that kind of, this is what we was like in the Championship. I know it's a different level, but we knew that we could step up with, you know, the team spirit. And once everyone starts bonding a little bit more and we get a little bit of quality, and it's clicking now. And we've got an important run of games coming up. So we've got to capitalise on that. And this was a massive win for us going into the Sheffield United game. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's go through comments. Big up to everyone inside, by the way. A lot of people inside. Big up. Appreciate that. Big up to David. He says, Merry Christmas. Great win yesterday. Same to you, mate. And yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal. Big up to Chris. It says, evening, lads. Hope you're well. Bet you are well. Yeah, we, like I said, mate, and like you see at the start, I'm still buzzing, to be quite honest with you. I got score spot on. I said Townsend to score. Wish I put bet on it. That's how I feel sometimes. Like today, for example, obviously Chelsea lost. I predicted that. You know, sometimes I wish I put bet on these things. However, Dad, sometimes on your side, it's not looking great when Trent likes to miss something they should place.
I had a fan zone bet or whatever it was through Ladbrokes or for some sort of free bet. So I bet on the Liverpool Arsenal game, Rice to get a yellow card and Trent to score. You know, free bet £1. It's only 30, well, nearly enough 40 quid, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? You win some, lose some. There's a free bet.
Yeah, you take the opportunity more as well.
Good pick from me, but
unlucky. He should have just. Like we said when we were watching it, he should just bear it. He should have just tapped it. Well, not tapped it, but placed it, sort of thing. But it's 1 a.m. in it. Big up to Jackie. She says, hi, Ty Does. Merry Christmas. Same to you. I said Luton would win due to Newcastle being crap away. Exactly, from home and have injuries, but everyone has injuries. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, mate. Exactly. I think you can say Luton have beat one of the top teams in the league, as Newcastle now seen as part of Big Six. Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing. If you're basing it on last season, which you do because it's the last sort of one, then they're a top 4 team. If you're basing it on that, maybe not this season, but currently, at the end of the season, will they be? Probably not. But, glad to hear Lockyer is doing okay. Don't think he should play football again, especially if he collapsed twice in a short period of time, but I hope he plays again. But help before football. Yeah, it's one of them. Obviously, we'll see what goes on. But either way, like you said the other day, Dad, he definitely deserves, a coaching offer or something like that within the football club, definitely, because he's been absolutely massive for us, and very influential. A lot of vital goals he scored for us as well. So we'll see what goes on. But yeah, absolutely, mate. Glad he's doing well. Big up to Max in the chat. He says, Merry Christmas to you, lads. And what a massive win for us. Sort of like a statement win as well to get one against a side like Newcastle. We're in the Champions League not too long ago. That's another thing as well. Yes, they're out of it now, but they were a Champions League side. And I saw this thing yesterday. Beating Newcastle ain't for everyone. PSG didn't do it. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
They got a lot of money and stuff, and it just shows you, when teams have spent all this money, Chelsea, who's got a cunt to Kenilworth Road as well. And, it needs to be, we knew all this at the start. It's about your recruitment as well. And look at Chelsea, they spent all that money. And yeah, they probably will click at some point. But a lot of it, if you just get these, do you know what I mean? These egos and these divas and this, that, and the other. You see a lot of that in the Premier League, and just doesn't work out a hell of a lot of time. I'd love to see a list of, through the last 10, 15 years, the money's that's been wasted on players, where they've gone out and spent money on players that have just done nothing. There's been loads over the years. Veron, I think, was one. Andy Carroll for Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Who else?
There's been loads.
To a certain extent, do you know what I mean? Lukaku to a certain extent. There's loads. Like there is. Mike Casido for Chelsea. What's he done?
Yeah, exactly that. Yes, he was missing today, but even so, games where he's started, he's been poor. I remember his first game against West Ham. Flipping hell, he was shocking. But yeah, Big up. This is Harry, by the way. I'm not sure if he's using his old channel, but do subscribe if he's making a boxing channel going forward. So yeah, make sure you do obviously check that out. But yeah, he says, evening lads, good result against Newcastle. I knew it'd be a 1-1, like I predicted, or 1-0 to you lot. The way it's going, you've got a great chance of staying up. Yeah, it really is looking like that. You know, you see stuff like Nottingham Forest yesterday. I had Solanke in my FPL as well, so that was always good. He got a hat trick. And, you know, I get it with them. You know, it's going to take them time, well, maybe a bit of time to gel with the manager. But, you know, I think we need to try and sort of capitalise on that sort of thing. You know, and if they got a tough game against Newcastle away, you know, so I think Newcastle might bounce back, to be honest. Obviously, I'll release my Premier League predictions tomorrow. But, you know, say that they lose that Forest and we beat Sheffield United, we'll be out of that relegation zone. You know, and then we've got Chelsea, you know, and the way they're going, I definitely think we can get something, you know, at home, you know. So we'll see. But yeah, big up to Frankie. He says, Merry Christmas, lads. Big up to yourself, mate. Same goes to you. Kaminsky, in my opinion, your player of the season so far for me. Don't get me wrong, there's been other good players, but Kaminsky's been class. I'd have to agree. You know, a couple of weeks ago, I'd have been flickering between him and Chio, but Kaminsky is just, you know, amount of games, like I said earlier, where I've said, you know, he couldn't have saved them. He just couldn't have, you know, and, you know, he finally got that clean sheet. I'm so happy for him, you know, and he still made some vital saves in this game. Like I say, the Wilson header earlier on, obviously, save at the end was a routine one, but still, you know, Newcastle were having their slight chances at times. So, yeah, you know, I'd agree. Do you agree with that, Dad? Kaminsky, player of the season so far?
He's up there for me, obviously.
Oh, and Barkley as well. I've got to put Barkley in there, definitely.
I don't know. Like, he was kind of Premier League quality anyway, if that makes sense. Like, he was prime ready for the Premier League. And he's just proving that. He's kept us in games and things like that. I don't know. There's other players for me that have stepped up and are slightly ahead of him. Like Doughty for me.
Oh yeah, he's quality.
Osho definitely. Soon that he was injured for the first few games. He come in his first game, he struggled a bit. After that, he was thrown in against Liverpool, then United, and he's been immense.
Yeah, you know? Exactly.
But yeah, no doubt, Kaminsky's been fantastic, and I'm sure he'll continue to keep us in games and you know, save us, gain us some points, and yeah, he deserved that clean sheet, first clean sheet. So yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Chris says Barkley finding confidence again at Luton. Perfect club for him. I did question the signing due to previous clubs he struggled, but we know his quality on paper needed confidence. No, I hear that. You know, obviously he was at Nice. That's who we got him from, and he weren't really, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say I've watched their league week in, week out, but from what I was seeing, he wasn't really, you know, lighting up trees there. So I get that. From our side of things, you know, 9 times out of 10 we get it right. So I sort of had faith in the recruitment team anyway. The only player, I've said it numerous times, that I think didn't really work out we got was Morel. But other than that, you know, it's mainly right. The goalkeeper things at times we've just been unlucky, apart from this season, you know. So it's one of them, you know. It's not necessarily the goalkeepers themselves. Usually it's more they just get injuries and it just, you know, it seems like it's against us sort of thing. But obviously we don't have that nowadays at the moment. Touch wood. Will continue to not be like that. Bell's been playing well recently. No, he has. He absolutely has, Harry, mate. I definitely agree. Obviously, we watched the Bournemouth game together. Obviously, before the unfortunate moment happened, and I thought he was really good. You know, that was probably the best game, definitely the best game in the Premier League where I've seen him in that left centre back role. You know, his quality, and again, he was quality. You know, took the armband yesterday. Obviously, they changed it when obviously he come off and that sort of thing, but he done really well yesterday. So massive shout out to him. Harry also says still a strong Newcastle team as well. Good win for Luton for sure. No, absolutely. The confidence it will bring as well is just brilliant. And, you know, I'm smiling. We're both smiling. We're loving it. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them. Relegation battle interesting with you and Burnley winning. Yeah, and Sheffield United getting a result. I know it's a bit controversial. and I do think Villa should have won. Like the handball bit, I can't really remember that, to be honest, but more the goalkeeper bit. That happened way before. That was stupid. But it was quite funny in a way because all the everyone's like, oh, the bottom three will go straight back down, and we all managed to get something this weekend. Which did find a bit funny, but yeah. Chong maybe go out on loan in January, possibly, mate, not getting much action. I mean, he's coming on a few times. It's difficult because of the midfielders we've had out. One minute it's Lokonga, 1 minute it's Nakamba. I think if they're both back and they're both back for a few games, then we might see him in a bit more. But then again, it's difficult to throw Barkley out, and hopefully give that opportunity to put Barkley further forward. But what do you reckon? Do you reckon he may be loaned out?
No,
And another reason I don't, before you say what you was going to say, sorry to interrupt, but another reason why I don't think he will as well is because he's just joined. So yeah.
That and his quality is good, decent. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather loan out like Berry than Chong. I can't see it. He's always on the bench. We don't know what injuries are going to get. But cards and things like that, and he's option can play in a few positions. So yeah, definitely worth keeping. Giles weren't getting into the team, has started to get into the team recently, coming on earlier as a sub and things like that, and he's looking better every game, getting settled in more. No doubt, he'll start providing some decent crosses and stuff in the latter stages of the season, hopefully.
Yeah. And I also think at the moment it's good to use him as that impact player because there's been a few times you've seen that this season. Liverpool, that's a standout one. Burnley, I know we lost that, but it weren't down to the attack, was it? We just switched off and stupid. But when him and Elijah come on, they were brilliant in that one. So using more as that, I'd say it's hard to not put Barkley in the team. The midfield issues we have at times with injuries, etc. So yeah. Chris says, I wish I stayed in yesterday, not watched Carlisle put depressing performance in against bottom of the table Cheltenham. Our goalkeeper gifting them all 3 points. Merry Christmas, everyone. Oh, I don't know. I reckon you guys might still stay up. To be honest, I reckon might be like us. To be fair, where it comes down to home form mainly. We'll see. But yeah, big up to Arsenal for life. Congrats. I predicted you'd win 1-0. Thank you very much, and fair play on your prediction, mate. Yeah, no, absolutely. Big up yourself for that, Chris. Evening, lads. Hope all is well. Hope you had a smashing day tomorrow. You have, sorry. Yeah, no, absolutely, mate, Lewis. Same to you, mate. And big up yourself. And yeah, you obviously follow Villa as well. Yeah, you guys were robbed. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Sometimes people overuse that word, but you definitely were. For sure. There was 2 incidents. Like I said, the goalkeeper won the handball, and that sort of thing. So yeah. I think Rob Edwards has coped well with Premier League so far. Again, snobby people would have said he ain't good enough, blah, 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 nonsense. Yeah, facts. And, the way, when you think about it, the way he's jumped up as quickly as he has as manager is quite phenomenal. Because he was at Forest Green. Then obviously he went to Watford. You know what they're like with managers. And then, he's come to us and done what he's done. And, I just love that he kept it, sort of how he was, with Nathan Jones, just done a few little tweaks and you see what it's done. So massive shout out to him. Obviously I see him at full time as well yesterday, very emotional, bless him. Do you know what I mean? And what a manager he is, man. I love the guy. I absolutely love the guy. But yeah, anything you want to add on that, Dad?
Yeah, what I like about him as well, he's willing to adapt, and that certain managers won't. They'll just keep playing away. And I think Company was a bit like that. And I think recently he is changing now. They're not having as much possession, but they're like getting the results. They're playing counter attacking and things like that. And the first 2 games is like, right, that's not going to work. We need to do this. We need to do that. And now if you look at how it is now, we're competing. And that's what you got to get us to do. We was competing then, but certain things were not working. Formations and playing 2 up front and things like that, and it just weren't working at all. And recognised early on, and just things like that, And he's learning as well. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, That's the thing. He's learning, isn't he? Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, stepping up, you know, when he was a manager of Forest Green, you know, someone said to him, "Well, in a couple of years, mate, you'll be pitting your wits against Pep and I'll take Klopp and that, and getting good results and that." He'd have been like, "Well, you know, he was with confidence and that, but geez, he deserves it as well." He's like proper, just a nice guy as well, like, but not. Do you know what I mean? And knows, and you can see he's a lot that doesn't get said is man management skills, and with certain Premier League managers, you don't really get that because they've got a lot of ego, some of these guys, you know, and that's why it doesn't work out. Certain clubs are always the other way around, where you can't control the players. It's like a cauldron of shit, you know, like Man United. They've got some good players, but they don't. Just there's too much dodginess there, and it doesn't matter who comes in. You know, the press start turning on you and that, and you've got to try and negotiate that where they can't really turn on you. You know, and Cooper was good at that. I feel sorry for Cooper as well. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
He'll definitely get a decent job and bounce back. Trust me, he's a good manager.
Yeah, no, he is. He is. Yeah, in a way, obviously, I know they were a lot further down than we were. Obviously, when Rob Edwards took over, but obviously, he'd done similar to us in the sense of winning the playoffs and that sort of thing. And
Premier League.
you know, I remember when Nathan Jones left. You know, not. I don't think we necessarily said it on here, but you know, we wouldn't mind him as a manager. To be fair, you know, I think his quality. Obviously, back in the day as well, he was part of the Liverpool youth team as well. So yeah, but yeah, I agree. He'll definitely get someone. Someone said it on my chat the other day. It's Billy. I can't remember what team he said he reckons he might go to. It's a Premier League team. I can't remember who it was from the top of my head. But yeah, Harry says it was really funny when Gary Neville posted that Insta video of Sheffield United fans going crazy like they won the Premier League away and then Villa score a few minutes later. Yeah, no, obviously we get the celebrations, you know, beating Villa. Villa Park is mental, especially this season. But yeah, it didn't really age well, did it? Let's be honest, they didn't really deserve it. So yeah, big up to YT. He says, "Yo, brother, Merry Christmas to everyone. Same goes to you, mate." And big up to Mile High Hotspur. I'm guessing you're a Tottenham fan. Might be wrong, but I'm just guessing from the Hotspur thing. He says, "Algorithm brought me here. Just sub. Big up. I'm from Leo from Denver, Colorado, US." So we got the US in here. Big up to yourself, mate. What's that? Sorry, Dad.
International, come on.
Yeah, exactly. We're going international. Come on. Nah, but big up yourself, mate. Appreciate that. YT says Luton will beat Sheffield United Boxing Day, then follow up beating Chelsea, hopefully. Yeah, obviously we'll get into the Sheffield United game very shortly. And then the last comment for now, Edwards' first season as manager got Forest Green promoted from League Two, and League Two is tough, especially the pretenders with big budgets like Salford and Bradford, who are bottlers.
Yeah, I remember it because I didn't even know who their manager was, but I remember them because, you know, they got a controversial owner, and they gave us some games that, you know, when we were down there, and they were like a little bit cocky and this, that, and the other. And then I just remember seeing them just smashing the shit out of that league, like winning 4-0, 5, just battering everyone. And I was like, right, I didn't even check for their manager. And I was just like, have you seen? I remember saying to you, Tyler, have you seen them? They're like,
yeah.
And then like, yeah. So, you know, and they ain't got loads of money, and you know, he's built that there. He's bought his, I think he's the same assistants, Richie Kyle, I'm sure was potentially with him there. So yeah, like once he's able to properly establish himself on our squad, which he hasn't been able to do yet. Let's be honest, we've got a lot of players that we've had from, you know, which they deserve it, but at points you're going to see the real, you know, sort of Rob Edwards. We just got to keep hold of him, you know, because there will be people looking at him. But he's already got a massive connection with us, you know. It's like we had a good connection with Nathan Jones. Let's be honest, different from Rob Edwards, but you know, but the connection he's built up already with the club is massive. And do you know what? It'd have to be a massive offer, I reckon, for him to leave us. Do you know what I mean? I think we'll have him for a few years.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. 100%, definitely with that. But yeah, let's get into the player ratings. So yeah, obviously Kaminsky in goal. I'll say so happy he got that clean sheet, man. Finally deserved it. So a couple vital saves, like I said. For me, I'm gonna go. He's up there for man of the match. A lot of people were, of course. I think you have to give a massive shout out to the defence as a whole and the keeper. Because it's a clean sheet. It's the first one of the season. It's against still a good Newcastle team as well, like Harry said earlier. So for me, Kaminsky, I'm going with difficult, man. I'm going to go with a 8 for Kaminsky.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8. First clean sheet. He didn't have a lot to do at times. That was a good save initially. He made a couple, but he didn't really have loads to do. Some of his distributions was excellent. One particular one, I think maybe even when Barkley had that shot, possibly, or when he created a chance for Elijah, went straight, kicked it out straight to him. If he can keep doing that as well, just commanding, calm. 8.
Yeah, absolutely. Jackie's gone with the same as well. And then moving on to we'll go. Who should we go to? We'll go with Bell. We'll go with Bell. He was obviously the captain. I'll say shout out to him. Obviously in that left centre back role, really good as the captain. Really impressed. When we were talking about maybe leaders, going forward for now, we didn't actually talk about Bell, which to be fair is quite an underrated shout. When you think about it, because he has been at the club for a bit of a while now. Compared to a few of the others, and he does play regularly as well. Whether it's on the left centre back or left wing back. But again, I thought he was good there. Was he as good as maybe the Bournemouth game? Not far from it, I'd say. Not far from it. I'm going to go with Bell. I'm going to go with a 7.5 for Bell.
I didn't see the Bournemouth game, obviously, as you know, but he made some vital blocks in this game. Defended really, really well. So captain wasn't going forward, but it was just like stuck to his task well, and I thought he'd done really well. I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
Well, he come off, I was feeling it, so he come off as well. So
yeah,
8 for me.
Yeah, Jackie's on with 8.5. That's fair enough. Like I say, done some very vital blocks. He absolutely did, and done really well as a captain. And I was really happy for him. Moving on to Osho, like I said, I predicted that he'd be in the middle. He is like second close man of the match, if that makes sense. I'm sure it does. But yeah, I thought he was really, really good. The amount of clearances he done was phenomenal.
We're tallying up, weren't we? Remember?
Yeah. I've got that sorted. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was really good. Like I say, second close man of the match for me. I'm gonna go for Osho because he's second closest. I'm going with a 9.
Yeah, I'll give him a 9. It's not my man of the match, but he was excellent. He's really looking good. What a signing, right? And that was a Nathan Jones signing as well. But I liked him. I remember we were playing him in midfield as well at times. He's just got his quality on the ball, and he's not afraid to go forward. And defensively, he's switched on. He's very intelligent. Like, he's just getting better and better and better. And to step into Locke's shoes, they're like that. Basically playing the same position. Really good game. Excellent. 9.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He was absolutely brilliant. Big up to Jordan in the chat. Respect, mate. He says, you guys are really good against us Fairs. It's a really worse away record for us this season.
I won't say it's like that because they won that game against Sheffield United. It's like, that's it. You've used up, that's you done for a few games. Yeah, you scored 8 goals. It's like weird like that. They'll bounce back, man. They'll definitely bounce back, straight away. But their away record will pick up. It does happen to some teams. This is what I say about the Premier League. It's easy, you get predicting, but there's always things that happen, and teams when they go in Europe, it affects them genuinely. Apart from like the top 2 or 3,
Yeah,
it always affects. Look at Brighton, no clean sheet. I think they're the only team in the league not to keep a clean sheet.
Yeah,
just surprising. The start they had as well. They were top of the league. things like that. So yeah, other people calling for Eddie Howe ridiculous. I can't if you had no players injured and you you had your best team out and they were playing like that, you could question it. You can't really be questioning that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no,
You know,
absolutely.
who are you gonna get? Do you know what I mean? He's a quality manager. He's proven quality manager. So yeah.
Yeah, I've always rated him. The rise he done with Bournemouth is what stands out for me. That was absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, no, it's not great. And like I said, I just felt we could capitalise on that, especially the injuries and that sort of thing. But big up yourself, mate, for tuning in again. I mean, appreciate that. Jackie's got 8.5 for Osho. And then moving on to Menji, who did get a yellow card again. I can't really remember it. I thought he was good again, though. A lot of sliding blocks, getting stuck in and that sort of thing. So I'm going to go Menji. I'm going to go 7.5.
I'm going to give him 7.5 as well. Really good. Probably, I'd say he's probably the youngest player in the team. Rico, I think he got a yellow card because it was out of frustration. I think it was after someone had done a tackle and the ref was like, "No, that's a foul." And he just sort of went in a bit late. It worked like deep and a bit of frustration from him. But again, he's magnificent. Really, like you can see why he was at Manchester United, and we've signed him permanently. He ain't going anywhere, and has just settled into that team again. Remember he was thrown in against Liverpool as well, possibly. I believe maybe, or was it the game before Villa? Can't.
I can't remember, but it was one of them games. Yeah, definitely.
So he's still kind of fresh, but he's settled in with good performances. He's another strong defender, quality as well. Like he's good at passing the ball and stuff like that, which we had with Lockie's not bad at that. Yeah, brilliant at winning the headers and stuff. But Menzi's also pretty good at that. And Burke obviously for playing the ball out. I think we do miss him a little bit, but we are quite covered there to a certain degree. Maybe we might have to sign someone. So I think Lockyer will play again, in my opinion, but maybe not. Possibly not till.
It'll be a while, won't it?
Yeah, a couple of few months. So possibly we might, because we have had a lot of injuries with it. So maybe we'll look to get someone in, but I don't know. Potts will be back from injury. Bell's shown that he can play there at times, and we know he's not. He's not going to be the 10. He's not going to be consistent. I don't think like Menji and Osho probably will be more so. But yeah.
No, I definitely agree. Menji has been absolute quality. It's quite funny actually. Because when you just look at your old videos, obviously I was looking at when we played Birmingham. Not really a game I wanted to recap my memory of, but quite funny actually because when me and Harry would talk about lineups before on that vlog, he was saying Menji's back in, so he's very happy. And think about it now, it's pretty crazy because we've obviously got him. But yeah, no, he was quality. You guys, definitely, especially if you saying in that time, you're glad that he was back. So but yeah, no, absolutely, he's quality. Jackie's on with 8 for him. And then moving on to, we'll go over to the wing backs. Kabore, I'll say it's probably his second best game for me in a Luton Town shirt. The first one, for me is that Liverpool game because of that assist. Brilliant ball across to obviously Chong. But I thought he was really good in this game. Like I say, that tackle on Gordon was absolutely phenomenal. And that's just what we needed to do. Go to him. Don't let him have all that space, which we did a few times. But then Kabore didn't there. He had to catch up and actually get to him as well. So for me, Kabore is really impressive. I'm actually going to go really high for Kabore. I'm going to go, even though it's he come off. I'm going to go about 8.5. I was really impressed with him, man.
I'll give him 7.5 because he come off at half time. But he did look good. It was a great tackle. He was getting forward and showing for the ball and trying to get the crosses in and things like that. He just looked lively. You know what I'm saying? Like his confidence. I don't know if he was told to get forward more, or whatever. I don't know. It just seemed like that. 7.5, yeah. For 45 minutes, that's not a bad rating.
No, not at all. Again, apologies about that. 8.5. Yeah, no, absolutely quality in this one. Now, moving on to my man of the match, Doughty. Again, played on the left and the right. Was a massive part of the first goal. Linking up, getting onto the balls again. The balls across out wide, tackling really well. Absolutely immense. Absolutely immense. Like I say, for me personally, Osho's not far off him. Like I say, you have to give the credit to back five, including obviously Kaminsky, essentially because it's a clean sheet. Absolutely brilliant. So for me, man of the match, we've got clean sheet, part of the goal. I'm going with a 10.
Yeah. I'll give him a 9.5. It's one of the best games I've seen him play. He was all over the place, like you say. Didn't really put foot wrong, running forward, just all the way to the end, pretty much. I was just involved, like in everything. Just looked like a proper quality player. I really liked Doughty as well. So for me, yeah, immense. We need to look after him, definitely. But yeah, my man of the match as well. So top that up.
Yeah, there you go. I was about to say, yeah, I'm literally doing it now. There you go. As it stands, people, if you're interested, we started it from the Man City game, wasn't it? Obviously, we've done a little tally of every time we give a man a match, we're going to put their name in and how many times at the end of the season we'll see who gets the most. As it stands, it's Kaminsky 1, Barkley 2, and Doughty 2. So I think maybe that was one of us maybe giving Barkley and Kaminsky each. I think that's maybe you. So that's how it is at the moment. So we'll see how that is at the end of the season. And then that could be based on our player of the season, really, if you think about it. So yeah, that is that. Moving on to the next player, we'll go over to Lokonga, obviously starting off in the midfield now. I thought he's brilliant. I thought he's absolutely brilliant. And obviously, he said he wants to try and get back in the Arsenal team. It will be difficult because their midfield is really good, let's be honest. But he played really well for us. And he's at us at the moment, so he's got to focus on playing well for us. And, he played well. Now, previously, we've seen him play okay, but we haven't seen the level of what, he can play at. But this game we for sure did. I'm gonna say for Lokonga, I'm gonna go with a 8 for Lokonga.
I'm going to give him 8.5. I thought he was really good. Best I've seen him in the Luton shirt. And looks real quality on the ball, running forward. He works really well with Barkley, man. Really, really well.
Yeah.
And maybe he's not as good at chasing. He was chasing down. He was winning balls now. Maybe not as good as Nakamba at that, but going forward in that, he's definitely better. Definitely better. And you can see why he's at Arsenal. Let's be honest. He's 28. He's obviously got the skill, the touch and stuff like that. And then obviously there was them rumours that we might be going back in January. But I don't know, I can't really see that now because they have a great performance, and I would be keeping him in the team. I can see he's only just come back from injury, but he looks fresh. So I don't think normally we'd be like, putting Nakamba back in there. But do you know what? I don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised, but it works so well. And I think against Sheffield United, they work so well. You've got to do it again. If you can take them off after the hour or whatever. But yeah, great, 8.5.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Jackie has gone with the same. Harry's got a question for me. Is Kabore proving you wrong, or are you still against him being on loan, mate? As I was really he's really annoying. When I was against him, I'm not against any of our players. It was just, considering he's on loan from Man City, I expected better. Especially before we even got him, they were saying, that they want to extend his time. They're now world champions. People might not like that competition. But me personally, I don't think it's bad. The only thing I don't like about it is the timing. They do it during the season. I don't like that. But either way, Man City, brilliant club as we know. So I expected more, but I'm not going to go as far as say he's proven me wrong. But it's not necessarily that. It's just I expected better from him. So we'll see what goes on. But yeah, man. Big up. Cheers, lads. Merry Christmas. I enjoyed the stream. Big up yourself, mate. Still got to preview Sheffield United. So yeah, do stick around, obviously, if you can for that. And then moving on to Barkley. Ross Barkley obviously got the assist for the goal. Lovely flick on. The yellow card was bull crap. So I'm not going to look at that. Really good again. Especially in that CDM role, you keep having to give him credit. I'm going with a 8.5 for Ross Barkley.
I'll give him a 9. I think he was unlucky with that shot, a couple of shots. Always looking to get on the ball, just looking like he's loving his football, and involved. Just in the good things that we did going forward, is just immense. Always he's carrying that midfield kind of thing, and he's just looking good. Maybe he will need a rest at some point, because he's looking vital to us at the moment. But I thought he was really good. Unlucky with that, that 28-yard shot. That was going in the top corner, mate. What eyes. So I'm going to give him a 9.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Big up yourself, Harry, mate. Jackie's on Barkley, 8.5. Yeah, no, fair enough. Same as me. And then moving on to the front three. Start off with Brown. Obviously, he had that shot. Very unlucky. Really good in this game. Like you said earlier, it's hard to drop him. It's hard to drop him at the moment. Hopefully he bags more goals, definitely, and just works hard and gets onto the end of things and tries having them chances. Because, previously, when he weren't really doing much attacking wise, I was a bit annoyed, but you can't drop him because he is doing that at the moment and he is getting unlucky. I'll say the chance was unlucky. So for me, Brown, I'll go with an 8 for Brown.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8 as well. I think Chio obviously has played that position as well, but I think he can cut inside, and he's more of a striker, isn't he? So and he played, that chance was well unlucky, but he had the confidence to switch it on, at the time, not rushing. Now that was another thing. Before we'd be rushing at shots. You remember early in the season, we bang rushing our shots and stuff.
Yeah.
But we seem to stop that and trying to and know that we've got that little bit, that extra second. If you've got it, fucking use it, and that's what we're starting to do. Obviously Elijah, but he had to take that on first time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's different, but I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah. So it's Jackie. I'll let you answer this one, Dad, because it's interesting. Did you reckon that Brown starts home games and Chio away, or do you reckon it's just Brown consistently?
It depends who we're playing. That's it. I think tactically, it depends. I think Chio, but then Brown works hard. He's proving that it's hard to drop him. I think it just depends who we're playing. But the thing is about Chio, he can play on either of them sides. Where Townsend's playing or whatever. But Chio's fine. I don't mind him being on the bench. If other players are playing well, obviously, and we know he can come on. He started the season like that. He didn't, he looked good when he was coming on, didn't he? And he forced his way into the team a bit. But I think it depends on we're playing. If we see if there's maybe we need that little bit of strength, because I think Chio's stronger than Brown. So if we need that, and he proved that when he got him as well, we just got that to foul him, yellow card. Against certain wingers or whatever, wing backs, then I think it all depends who we're playing. But and it's still ammunition regardless. But I think at the moment, Brown, I'll be starting Brown.
Yeah, no, same. Moving on to Townsend. I don't know why I'm doing it like that. I guess obviously he scored the winner, first goal for Luton. First of a few, I reckon, definitely. I do reckon he will extend in January. He's already said he wants to, and it just would make sense when the experience side of things as well. Love the celebration. Obviously the the thing, the t-shirt for Lockyer. It was brilliant. But obviously the goal, good goal, good header. I'll say it's not the type of goal I'd expect him to score, but fair play to him getting on the end of it, and very, very happy for him that he's got off the mark. He's looked good in every game that he's played since Nottingham Forest away for me. When he come on in that. So for me, he got man of the match. I get it. I do get it because he scored, and that sort of thing. he's up there for me, but he's not. Like I say, I think you have to give massive shout out to the defence. Really do, the whole back five because it's a clean sheet. It's the first of the season, so yeah, I'm going with a. It's difficult, man. I'm going to go with a 8.5.
Yeah, I'll give it 8.5. Obviously, he was good. He's looking fitter. There's not full fitness yet. And yeah, in the positioning was perfect to get that header. He does work well with Barkley. They seem to know what each other are going to do at times. He's good on the ball. He works extremely hard. And then obviously come off later on. He had a funny moment as well where he had a shot and it went onto the stand and they showed it, and then it was like I don't know, some mousetrap game or something, where it rolled down and went down that little hole and stuff like that. It was quite funny. I was thinking, yeah, it's gonna hit someone on the head or whatever. But yeah, like he's just getting better and better. It's similar to how Barkley was initially. There's a couple of games where he was like, oh, well, he hasn't really played terrible though, but Barkley did in a couple of games. He was like, what's he? But yeah, not the man of match, excellent. I think it's easy to get tied up in emotions and stuff like that. Actually scored but I think he was still great. At 8.5.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Jackie says 9, love him. G'ing up boys first, boys half time. Sorry, I hope he doesn't go. No, absolutely, neither do I. I don't think he will. Like I said, he's already said that he wants to, extend it, and it just makes sense, doesn't it? It just makes sense. Where else is he going to go? He said he wants to play football again. Before we got him, and Rob Edwards has saved his career. He essentially said that, didn't he? In a podcast he did. So I can't see it personally. However, on this, it all depends what we do, Harry, mate. For me, if we stay up, then maybe we could get him for maybe 2 years. 3, I'm not sure, but maybe 2. But it all depends. That all for me all depends on what we do, and I'm sure you're the same on that, Dad.
Yeah. Same with Barkley.
Yeah, exactly.
Barkley could probably get in any team, in my opinion, in any squad, definitely. Yeah. But you get a lot of people now. Why are we signing him? There's a few teams that would definitely look to sign him, and maybe even if we did go down, like to have them 2 players in the squad would be massive. But we'll see. We can only offer them. It's down to them. We get other offers. You never know, right? Especially if we do go down and certain teams go up. They could be looking to do the same. But I just don't know. I think it's a good fit for both of them.
Yeah,
and I think that's why it works. I think maybe if they went somewhere else, it might not work as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, just quickly on that as well. A Luton fan yesterday said they actually saw Ross Barkley before the game, and they were like, but essentially not literally like this, but they were saying big up yourself for joining Luton, and he was like, it's a pleasure to play for him.
No, it's good because he's got that attitude. See, so Scouse players and that they're similar in certain ways. Like you come from working class, do you know what I mean? And he gets it. That's it. Gets it.
Yeah. And then, like I say, for Townsend, he's another thing as well is he's local. He said that when he signed. So, I look at that and I just feel we probably will extend definitely in January. Like I say, summer it depends what we do. If we stay up, etc. But yeah, moving on to the last player. Obviously, the starting 11. He's magic. Elijah obviously had that chance. Like I say, unlucky. Don't blame him at all for taking on the shot first time. And like I say, he was there as well on the goal. So Townsend didn't get onto it. I know Elijah was slightly ahead, but still, I thought he could have maybe Townsend called for it, and that was a difference maker in that sense. But again, I thought he was good. Again, you can't drop him for me. Obviously, when we played Sheffield United last, obviously he set up Morris, didn't he, for the goal? So hopefully he can have something like that again. Probably won't be quite for Morris. Unless he comes on and it's 1-0 and it happens again, that would be pretty mad. But yeah, no, he was good. He was good again. I'm going to go with an 8 for Elijah.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8. Thought he was excellent. He's affecting games. Like say, if Townsend weren't there, maybe we would have gotten there. I feel a little bit sorry for him in regards to the Bournemouth game, because that was the game where he scored 3 goals in a row, first time since McCarthy, etc. And he was probably wanting to do that today. It didn't quite happen, but he's looking super confident. A nice layoff to Brown as well. Brilliant flick on in the first place. And yeah, he's offering what we know he can do, basically. And I did say to you, like, beginning of the season, well, I think, some wild thing, won't get into that, but I think he's kind of perfect for the Premier League if he gets going, like, because he's just tall, he has got a good touch. Not a lot of people win headers against him and things like that. So yeah.
And we saw a glimpse of that in the playoff final. We always say at Premier League quality, the way he ran the ball down, played it across, and got past their player. So yeah, absolutely. Elijah, 8, says Jackie as well. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I say, Harry, you've got to look at it as well. He is the top scorer now in the Premier League for us, 4 goals. Don't know how many assists. At least got 2, I think. So yeah. But, a lot of people, I've said it, a lot of people say Morris ain't Prem quality. I disagree with that heavily because, like I say, at the start of the season, the amount of times we were saying, when we were predicting games, if anyone's going to score, it's going to be him. You've seen glimpses that he is at that quality. The Wolves game is a standout one for me. Yeah, it was a penalty that he scored, but just the effect he was having in the first half as a whole, So, yeah. But yeah, he definitely does at this moment in time. And like I say, it's now difficult to throw out Townsend. It was anyway because of the experience, and he was affecting every game. And then Brown, again, he's working hard at the moment, getting unlucky. So it's difficult to put Morris in. But yeah. And then moving on to the subs. I believe it was 4 changes in this game. Obviously, the first one was Giles on for Kabore, which obviously means Giles moved over to the left out. He moved over to the right of the wing backs. And Giles, I thought he was decent. He affected the play pretty well. Good passing, good range of passing. I'm going to say for Giles a 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5. He looks more confident now that he's coming on. He's getting into the swing of things with the team and the squad, and tracking back and working on his defence. Even if he's not like putting the tackles in, his positioning is getting good. I think there was one moment where he was like, "Oh, but come on, he's not really played a lot of football for us. Let's be honest." But yeah, was in the game, looked to be an outlet. So yeah, 7.5.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Jackie's coming the same. And sorry, my bad. We did make 5 changes in this game. Anderson was the next one. Just under 15 minutes to go. Good to see him getting the minutes. And I thought it'd probably be like this in the game where he comes on, that sort of thing. And, he just said it was good to be back. I think he done like one header away. I'm going to go with a 7.
I'll put it at 7.5. He made a couple of good blocks. Switched on. He hasn't played a lot of football recently, but we know he was good when he was starting games earlier on in the season. And I think he will be coming back sooner than people think. And, he's obviously training with these other lads. He's probably itching because he's seen Menji come in, he's seen, and things like that. And he was like pretty much going to be starting these games, to be honest. But he looked good, I thought, when he come on. 7.5.
Yeah. No, I agree with what you say about Anderson, and Jackie's coming at 7.5 as well. And then Ruddock and Morris come on at the same time. I'm probably just going to go with 6. There's 10 minutes left. Or is that a bit too high? Actually, no, I'll go a bit higher, 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5 for both of them. They worked hard. They were closing, especially Ruddock. They were closing the game out well, trying to keep it in the corner. Why not? I think it's the first time we've done. There's nothing wrong with doing that sometimes, when you're looking for that vital win, especially for your captain. And it's good stuff, actually. I liked it. Banter and stuff like that. And yeah.
And then the last one, Chio, where he went, yes, I love that bit.
6.5 them two. Yeah.
Yeah, and same with Chio.
Yeah.
6.5. For him,
through the foul as well, power in, run forward. You know,
mate, his pace is madness.
crazy.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
no, absolutely. But there you go, people. There's the player ratings. There's the Newcastle game said about. Third win of the season. 2 at home now, 1 away. And hopefully we can extend on that, you know, in these upcoming games, home and away. But yeah, that is that. Any final things you'd like to say, Dad? Obviously, you both give man a match to Doughty. So there you go.
You know, we deserve to win. And, you know, fair play to Alan Shearer for recognising that as well.
Yeah, true. But yeah, no, like I say, obviously check out the vlog from home as well if you haven't already. That was a funny one. Yeah, exactly. 6.5 for Pelly and a 6.5 for Chio as well, says Jackie. But moving on, obviously we're playing Boxing Day. The games are coming thick and fast. Because then literally after that, play 4 days later against Chelsea. So they're coming thick and fast. But obviously we take on the Blades away. Now, it's an interesting one. You know, obviously they got a point, like I say, at Villa. Controversial one, let's be honest. They're still bottom of the league because obviously Burnley won. So they obviously overtook them. Very impressive win for Burnley, to be fair. 2-0 at Fulham, especially if how Fulham have been. I know previously I lost 3-0 to Newcastle, but that was away. At home, they've been good. You know, they've been winning 5-0 last couple of games. So, yeah. But, yeah, obviously, we're 18th. Obviously, if we do win this and Forest don't, like I said earlier, we will go above them. We will be out of that relegation zone. We'll be a point behind Everton. They've got Man City. So, you know, this could be a good week for us if we get a result. So it's an interesting one. A bit of insight going into it, like we always do. Sheffield United have just lost 1 of their last 7 league games against Luton, winning 3, drawing 3, though it's at Bramall Lane in the most recent beat in March last season, 1-0. Luton beat Sheffield United 1-0 away from home in the Championship last season. Never won back-to-back league visits to Bramall Lane. I don't really like hearing that, but then again, we do like breaking records. Luton have won 11 of their last 14 away league games against Yorkshire sides, drawing 1, losing 2, keeping a clean sheet in 9 of those victories. However, as a top flight side, they've not won in Yorkshire since November 1987, which was a 2-0 versus Sheffield Wednesday, ironically. Sheffield United's last Boxing Day victory in the top flight came against Luton Town. Typical. In 1990, a 1-0 win at Kenilworth Road. Since then, they're winless in 6 such matches, drawing 2, losing 4, failing to score on 5 occasions. And then the last one on this section, Luton Town have won 3 of their last 5 league games on Boxing Day, drawing 1, losing 1, having been winless in 7 such matches in the Football League before this, which was drawing 4 and losing 3. So that's that on that. Match preview, a bit more. Obviously, a bit more about Sheffield United. Wilder made his return to Bramall Lane earlier this month following the dismissal of Paul Heckingbottom, who had left the Blades bottom of the Premier League. The Stocksbridge-born manager successfully guided United from League One to the Premier League before departing the club, in March 2021. Sheffield United's last Boxing Day victory, obviously, is the one I mentioned, against us. This will be Sheffield United's 100th league game on Boxing Day since the Football League was formed, with the Blades coming out on top in 44 of them games, just under, obviously, half. Obviously, the last meeting was a very memorable meeting. Obviously, the 1-0, like I say, the link up with Elijah and Morris. So that was good there. Obviously, no injury news, but it does seem all positive for us. So, yeah. The referee is going to be making history in this game. It will be Sam Allison. 60 yellow cards and 1 red card have been handed out by Allison across his 15 games this season. And this is why it's history. It will be the first time Allison has refereed a Luton game, and it'll be the first time he has taken charge of a Premier League fixture. So he can't be as bad as Darren England, surely. But yeah, that's that upon that. After saying all of that, Dad, you sounded confident earlier when we was briefly having little glimpses about this game. How are you feeling about it?
Well, that referee, for me, I don't know about that, this is like a 6-pointer game. A lot wider than this. Could be interesting, that. I'm feeling confident. We've played well. We beat them there last season. we've got a better squad. They've got a couple of better players in there, and they've got Hamer and Archer. But we've played against Hamer multiple times, when he played for Coventry. And for me, I feel like we are going to go on a little bit of run. And for me, we can't afford to be losing. They'll probably say the same, maybe, but they've just got to manage the change, and but for me, we need to be picking up away. We had a good away record last season. This was one of the games that proved it. And I just think that we've got to really be this. We've got a game in hand as well, so we've got to take this advantage. We've got Burnley coming up soon as well. We've got to get points from these games. And I think we've got enough to do it. I do. I think, and they're not suddenly going to become this excellent team. They got their goal when they made the subs. When Hamer and Archer were both on. I don't know if Archer started, but Hamer definitely didn't. And he makes a difference, But we've got players that make a difference. Barkley or Hamer. Who are you going to have? I'm having Barkley. So we can definitely beat them. And I feel that we probably will edge it. We do another win away. So I feel quite confident.
Yeah, no, same. It's like I said before we played Bournemouth. This and that game is the game you're looking at to try and ideally win, because they are going to be teams around us. Bournemouth might be slightly ahead, based on the way they're playing, but you never know. These teams have drop-offs, but Sheffield United definitely will be. They're promoted like us and that sort of thing. So it's all interesting. Jackie says, I hope that Bernie doesn't play.
I don't care. I want him to play because to get
exactly.
And things like that. I'm not that bothered about that guy, to be honest with you. They leak a lot of goals,
Yeah, Newcastle 8-0 is a standout. We just beat Newcastle. I'm not saying we're going to score 8, but we just beat them. So surely, we'll get at least a goal, you would think. And I've watched a lot of Sheffield United games, to be fair, this year. I watched when they played Liverpool away. Liverpool at home, midweek, 2-0. Watched it with Jack, who's obviously been on the channel. Obviously, he's a Liverpool fan, as we all know. And, Liverpool weren't convincing, but they still got the job done. Sheffield United didn't really possess much. So, it's been a few. The Newcastle game, I watched that. I watched when they played Everton. Early kickoff, drew 2-2. That sort of thing. So, I've watched a lot of their games. I haven't really been too convinced, if I'm being honest. I did have that feeling anyway. Out of the promoted 3, I thought Burnley would do the best. I mean, who didn't? And then it'd be us and then them. But yeah, I'm not really too fussed if he does. I mean, I hear what you're saying, though, because what he likes to do against us. I remember he scored at Kenilworth Road in that 1-1 draw. Oh, that annoyed me, man. That annoyed me. But I don't know, man. I think there's more threats. Like you say, Dad, Hamer, massively, because what he done in the playoff final as well. So yeah. Big up to Spencer in the chat. Talking about Liverpool. He says, hey T, Dazzy, Jackie and everyone else, Merry Christmas. Yeah, same goes to you, mate. Big up yourself. Obviously, Spencer is another person that's tuned in from America as well. So big up. We're getting the USA in tonight. Big up. Sheffield United have improved slightly since Chris Wilder came back in, so they got that impact might be tight game. Yeah, and he knows, obviously, don't know all these players when he's come in, but he knows how the club is as well. So, it's sort of like when they played Villa as well. I predicted Villa to narrowly win, despite how well they're doing at home, because Chris Wilder was there. If he wasn't, then it's 1 a.m. So I expect it to be, without giving my prediction, I expect it to be a tight game because it's at their ground. But it is a game we need to be looking at to get a result for sure. I still feel Sheffield United will go down. Don't like to call relegation battle at the moment because I say, yeah, they're down, then they end up getting results. Yeah, a lot of people like that with Bournemouth, for example, last year. I think even myself, maybe. Yeah, maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't, to be fair. It weren't great, was it? They signed decent players as well, like say Hamer. I think Archer's decent as well. Ironically, he got the goal against Villa, former club. But yeah, Harry says, yeah, in the playoff final against Cov, Hamer was Cov's only good player before he went off injured. Good player, stop him and Archer, I reckon you should win. Yeah, that's how I see it, to be quite honest with you. Jackie's saying he might injure someone, that's why she's feared. Not necessarily because he might score. Well, well, hopefully you get a red card for that. Then surely this referee steps up to the plate, sort of thing. Because, like you say, it is a bit of a worry in a way, just because it is his first time in the Premier League. It is a massive game. People at the top will say it's not, but for the relegation battle, it is. So I'll say he can't be as bad as Darren England, but then again, it is his first ever game, so we don't know. We don't know. Definitely going to be a tight game. If end to end and not scrappy game, yeah, hopefully. I mean, last year, I can't really remember it too much. I just remember the goal. But I think we went at them really, and that's what we need to do. We need to do that again. Wilder makes it scrappy games. Yeah, I can see it being like that. I can see it being like that. McAtee, of course. Yeah, obviously, the McAtee we have brother, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, he's on loan from City, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's quality.
Oh,
Yeah, because he was playing a few games for City, not obviously in the Prem, but pre-season, I think, weren't he, or something, and he kept scoring. It might be last season, but yeah, no, it probably will be, mate. It definitely will be. Both teams not wanting to lose. It is one of them. It really is one of them. But let's get into the lineup. What are we going with? What are we going with in this? Now, obviously, I'll start off first. So, obviously, I'm going to go with this formation that we've been going with, even away. Recently, Kaminsky in goal, obviously. Back three, Bell. Yeah, I'm going Bell again. I'm going with Osho and Menji again. Going Menji again. And then I'm not going to put Nakamba in. Obviously, he's back for this game, but I'm not going to put him in. I'm going to put him on the bench because I feel Lukonga deserves it after that performance. And Barkley, obviously. And then the wing backs, I'm going to go with Kabore. And obviously, I'm going to go with Doughty. So, yeah. Just please don't get a card, Kabore. Please. Please don't get a card, please. And then the front three, I'm going with... I'll start off with Elijah up front, obviously. And then I'm going Brown. And Townsend. Now, there might be one change, because there usually is. That's obviously an unchanged lineup from yesterday. But I'm going to go with it. I feel it's, you can't really change a winning team. That's saying. I feel it's one of them, really. There might be one change, I'll say. Bell obviously had that moment. But again, who are you going to go with? Because obviously Lockyer's not available and neither's Potts. So I don't really know what you'd go with there. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to imagine. So hopefully it's like that, to be honest. But any changes you'd make, Dad, to that?
Well, I've got mine. I can see there potentially being changes because maybe
it's a quick turnaround as well.
A quick turnaround, so I can see that, but I'll show mine anyway.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, do get in your predictions, guys. Obviously, we'll go through these. Big up to everyone inside as well. Hope you're all good. But yeah, let me get rid of mine now. There you go, Dad. Something else.
So yeah, obviously Kaminsky. I see the bell come off, and I don't know if they might rest him. So I've put Anderson in his position.
Good shout.
Before, but he did come off. And he ain't long come back from injury, so I can see that. Osho and Menji still starting. Doughty, he worked his socks off. I could potentially see him being switched for Giles, maybe, or Bell if he isn't that injured. We'll see, but more like Kabore, I think, will start. Barkley not dropping. Lukonga, for me, I think he should start because of his last game.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be harsh to just put Nakamba back in there. And it's Sheffield United. Do you know what I mean? It's not like we're away at Liverpool or whatever, where we probably need that more defensive
approach.
So yeah, I'm going to stick with Lukonga. I could see Brown maybe being swapped for Chio, but I'm going to stick with them. It's basically the same team,
Yeah, no, good shout. I actually forgot about Anderson. It's quite bad. But yeah, no, good shout. Good shout. I could see it. And maybe Chio. Maybe, yeah. I'd agree with that. No, it could well be, Harry. It could well be, mate. I just feel like this game he could really flourish. He could be. No, he could be. Generally, I could see it.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. It really wouldn't surprise me either, to be fair. It might be one where you might see, like you said, Harry, you might see Brown. Obviously, you asked us a question, but you might see Brown at home starting more. Because it does suit him more, I feel. Yes, he scored against Brentford, but that game was, poor. The last 15 minutes was good. But obviously, the Palace game, he got that win, didn't he? He might be more suited to being at home. Quick turnaround as well. Chio away. We'll see. We'll see. So we'll see what goes on with that. But yeah, people putting in their predictions, big up. I'll go through them at the end. Yeah, what do you reckon, Dad, after that performance? It is only one game, but do you reckon he'll still...
No, I don't know where, I've seen it, but I'm not sure where that's come from. Obviously, there's no smoke without fire. Maybe they were toying with that idea to because he hasn't played much and that. But if he's performing like that, yeah, I can see it maybe because of the Lockyer situation. We were thinking of getting another centre back in. You've only got room, and unless we loan someone else out rather than do that. But I wouldn't do it. Not based on the last performance, and even when he come on as a sub before, and even when he did play, when he got injured, he didn't look bad. I think he was playing with Nakamba then as well. I think Barkley was on the bench that time, so we was thinking, yeah, him and Nakamba, like, but he can work with any of them, Barkley or Campbell probably. So no, I don't think it will happen. No.
Yeah.
I doubt we'll keep hold of him at the end of the season, regardless whether we stay up or not. But I think we'll keep him now. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. No, definitely for sure. But yeah, Dad, here's that time. School predictions. Again, we'll be doing another vlog from home. This is going to be a special one, quite a special one. So do tune into this one. It's not going to be just us two. That's what I'm going to say. But Dad, what's your school prediction? Oh, I've just realised, by the way, before you do that, why have I put Sheffield United twice? I don't know how to work that out. What am I doing? But yeah, Sheffield United, eh? There we go. Learn something new every day. But anyway, Dad, your score prediction: Boxing Day at Bramall Lane.
Boxing Day extravaganza. I'm going to say. Well, I initially was thinking of a different score before, but with the change, I think the quick turnaround. I am going to go for a Luton win. I think it will be. I think both teams will kind of look not to lose at the end of the day, because of the nature of it. It can have an effect on you mentally. Like Sheffield United have already had it as well. This is the thing. They got battered by Burnley 5-0 at home, was it?
Yeah, that was, yeah.
So they will certainly be looking for that not to happen. But they don't want to be getting cocky because we have got we're in a good little bit of form and things like that. But I don't think we're going to edge it. I think that we're ahead of them in that respect. So I'm going to go with 2-1 Luton win. Another away win. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, I'd absolutely take that. It's sort of like, it's one of them where you just take it however it is, a win, because it could be massive. As for my prediction, how do I see it going? I reckon, right, this is how I look at it, right? And it'll be interesting to see what people think of this, right? We beat Sheffield United last season, and you would say we have a worse squad last season. Sheffield United, you'd say, had a better squad, because I remember a lot of Sheffield United fans going into this season saying, they got a worse squad than last season, so they're worried. Yes, they've got Hamer, yes, they've got Archer, McAtee, but overall, I think we've got some better players. Barkley, the Congo, them experienced players, and Chio as well. I think it's going to get us over the line, and I think it's going to be the same score as last year, which was a 1-0 to Luton. So yeah, similar to Newcastle game as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with in that. So yeah, let's go through your predictions. 1-0, Chris says. We'll do our goal scorers after as well. Do feel free to do yours. My prediction, tight game, but I'm going for the better team. That is Luton. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Big up yourself. 1-1. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, Spencer. I mean, I wasn't too disheartened with that. I just, it's a good opportunity to get out of this relegation zone because I do think Newcastle will bounce back. That is an early prediction. Like I say, I'll release my Prem predictions tomorrow. Jackie's gone with you, Dad, as well. She's gone 2-1 to us. We know Jackie's very good at predictions as well. 1-0 to Luton. Again, another 1-0. Going to be close. Wouldn't surprise me if it was a draw or even 2-1 to you lot as well. So, yeah. 1-0 and 2-1 to us is popular. Lewis gone for a 0-0. Do you know what that's giving me vibes of, Dad? He says here, just feels like it's going to be one of them days. Remember when we done that watch along to Millwall?
Yeah.
Oh, don't say it's like that. Oh God, that won't be great. But no, that's fair enough. It could very well be. We all reckon it'll be a tight game. So it's going to be interesting for sure. Big up to Geordie. He's predicted us to get another win, 2-1. Again, same as you, Jackie. Yeah, Trusty as well. Actually, good shout. He's a good player. I'll give you that. He was at Birmingham, so you'll know a lot. He is good. To be fair, he was the one that was at Arsenal. Massively important in defence as well if they're going to cope with your attack. Yeah, no, absolutely. As soon as someone scores the game, will really liven up, I reckon, and not be scrappy. Yeah, it could well be. Sheffield United more United than Man United at the moment. Yeah, literally. Forgot goal scorer. No, I always forget it nowadays. Dad, you always have to remind me. 1-0 Penny off the bench winner. Jeez, could you imagine the limbs? Could you imagine? Good opportunity to strengthen gap. Exactly, that's another thing as well. That's another thing. Because at home, I'd favour Luton. Yeah, no, it makes sense. And I don't think it's that too. It might be wrong, but I don't think it's that long away until we play them at home because it's quite weird. So we play like Newcastle and all that, and then we've got Newcastle in about 4 or 5 games time at their ground, which is going to be a different game and much tougher for sure. But obviously we'll get into that nearer the time. But yeah, that is that. Your goal scorers, Dad, in this one.
I'm going to go Elijah and Barkley.
Nice. My goal scorer. Oh, this is tough. I'm going to go. Who is going to get that goal? I'm going Elijah. He got the assist. Obviously, last year. I'm backing him to get the winner here. And I reckon, do you know what? I'll go for the person I reckon will get the assist. I reckon it'll be Townsend. So we'll see about that. Yeah, again, that is the buzzer. It loves to go off every time I'm on the Hat Show, don't it? It just seems like it's one of them. But any final things you'd like to say about anything, Dad, before we wrap up?
No, just have a good Christmas.
Yeah, of course.
And enjoy your day. Look forward to Boxing Day. And, yeah, we're fighting. We're fighting, so it's all good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I say, next side of the game is going to be very interesting for sure. But yeah, defo watching your game on Boxing Day on Prime as well. Come on. Yeah, it is. It is. Obviously, there'll be watch-alongs coming up as well. Back-to-back watch-alongs in the league. Obviously, I did briefly mention it, but obviously we've got Chelsea after, so that'll be on That's on TNT Sports. So I'll be doing a watch-along. We should. I'm going to ask Goofy if he can come back on for a preview again. I might see if Hanno wants to come on as well. And then obviously we got Bolton, which again we're hoping to go to. But if not, we'll probably do a vlog from home because we can actually watch it. So yeah, and then obviously we've got Burnley after that. Again, that's on TNT. Again, that's a 7:45 kickoff. So back again with another watch on. So we like that again. I'm going to try and get Burnley fan on for that as well. And then obviously we've got Man United in February, 4:30 kickoff, and the way they're playing, again, I think it's a good opportunity. But we'll see. We'll see nearer the time and that sort of thing. But yeah, absolutely. Merry Christmas to everyone. Do you know what I mean? Merry Christmas Eve. I was going to save it to the end. So I hope you all have a good one. Like I say, I will be posting stuff tomorrow, but it's not going to be videos or anything. I'll post stuff on the community posts and Instagram and TikTok. So make sure you follow me on there. Obviously, I'll get out our predictions on there as well and that sort of thing. And all of that. Yeah, no, exactly. No, I definitely agree. And especially with the position we're both in as well, I do believe it will be one of them. Yeah, we can briefly say our thoughts. Obviously, we watched it. Not on all the fights. We can only do it on 4. Obviously, you know that Harry spoke to you about it earlier. Obviously, the best fight I probably saw was the Dubois fight. That was quite competitive. I thought we didn't watch the whole of it, but Miller seemed like he started off well, and then Dubois got into it. You know, so that was a good one. And then obviously the Bivol fight. You know, I think Anthony was it. I think he done okay, but I just think Bivol he looked really good. And you know, fair play to him for stepping up. You know, because you know for me, I think Bivol's good. You know, from what I've seen. And then obviously the two, you know, the co-main event, so to speak, Wilder didn't turn up. Didn't turn up, but credit to Parker, he was absolutely phenomenal. He stuck it on Wilder and he didn't like it. You know, that's how I felt on it. And then obviously the Joshua one. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of Joshua, as a lot of you will know. I mean, fair enough, but I do think people are a bit overreactionary. I don't think he's back. I just don't think Wallin was great, to be honest. You know, especially when you see what he done to Fury. You know, I was disappointed, but Dad, your thoughts on it? Obviously, we watched it together.
Yeah, Wilder definitely didn't turn up. Just timing was off. Everything was off, mate. You know, we've seen him fight much better than that. He'll still be back for at least one more fight potentially. Maybe it's a bit of kidology there. I don't know, but the Bois fight, I thought that's probably the best fight. I think. You know, Miller's a tough guy, but for me, he's just like a bigger Chisora. Nothing special whatsoever. Pleased with the Dubois because he's a nice guy. And the Joshua fight, you know, yeah, Wallin, yeah, he gave Fury a better fight, but then you know people rap means Joshua is better because he made him quit. I told you anyway. I said there'd be some kind of situation. On his stall. He was getting beaten up, but like it wasn't that. Do you know what I mean? He just had no body. He just didn't know what to do. It's like he didn't want to be there. Nonsense. And he ain't exactly proper high level anyway. So you know, he looks better and stuff, but we'll see, innit? I think who's the other guy? Herkovich give him much more problems than Wallin. And we'll see. He ain't earned that right. He'll only be back if he beats, you know, one of the top. If he beats Fury or Usyk again or whatever. So many things they say he's back.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it weren't as good as was it as they were hyping it up to be.
Yeah,
no, there was all that money in there, but the crowd, the atmosphere was dead.
Yeah, shocking.
It's just overhyped. It's just a bit annoying. But they kept showing McGregor, you know, fucking chatting like an MC or whatever into Ronaldo's ear or something, and you could tell he weren't like Superman and give just all that sort of. Oh, look at us, we got money. Oh, look, you got £1 billion watch as well. Fuck off. Yeah, it weren't that. It weren't. It was overhyped. Joshua, yeah, he looked all right, but nothing special. I mean, Geezer was just like he just didn't turn up. Similar Wilder, you know. He was fantastic. Fury just ended his career by the looks of it. You know, he was good against Fury.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he just didn't live up.
And then Eddie Hearn coming on. I've never rated the guy. Shut up, man. Why is your boxer never fought him then?
Yeah, right.
Full of shit, that guy. And then well, that ain't gonna happen now because he put in such a shit performance. I think it still will happen. Maybe not next fight, but what after that. But yeah, and we'll see what happens with Fury and Usyk. Well, we already know what's going to happen in that fight. Man. Come on, get a grip. And then who's left for him? Like, because everyone else is like, and I think Zhang deserves a chance.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Talking about him. No one was talking about him. He could fight any of them, including Fury.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I'll fight. Like, he certainly won't be. He'll come for any of them, mate. He'll try and fight any of them, that guy. You know what I mean? He deserves a shot. 100%. I want to see him fight Joshua or Dubois. or Parker, any of them, man. He definitely deserves that. Put my man in there. Stop, certain people have lost a few times, and this guy's like built himself up to do it. Even Ruiz as well. But I don't want to see a trilogy with Ruiz. I don't want to see that.
No.
You know what I mean? Because it'll probably be similar to the other fight. The second fight. Josh. But yeah, it was all right, but not as good as it's made out to be. You know what I mean? And they're dead. No, who can afford to just fly Saudi and all that? Do you know what I mean? You had like a couple of people, and that whack ass song that they sing. Do you know what I mean? And then some people, bomb squad. So I have 2 people there or something. You know what I mean? We need these big fights in the UK, mate. But it's money, isn't it? That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
No, there's a lot of that as well, and a lot of guys are thinking, well, do you know what? They even said, the Vidal, whatever his name, the geezer that fighting him, who actually done quite well. They were saying like he probably got paid quite a lot of money for that. But if guys in the UK, probably wouldn't have took that fight. Because the money would have been shit. And that's the problem. But yeah, there's other fights. We'll see what happens next year, because it's always the same thing. I'll fight anyone, but then you don't. And then you're saying so and so's ducking this person, or he's waiting for the right time, mate, the right money, and that's they get pressure by these. No, come to Saudi, we'll pay you like whatever. Do you know what I mean? Don't fight in it. There's a lot of that goes into it as well. People don't see, but yeah, it was all right, wasn't it? But Dubois, Miller was probably best fight, and we missed after that as well because we tuned in like after the football. It was like 4 rounds down or something, but yeah, Dubois is like all right, but he gets hurt too easily, and I still think the same with Joshua. If you can hit him, put him under pressure, it's a different story. And Wallin just did nothing.
Yeah,
just didn't do anything. You could still swing, still try and put it on him. You know what I mean? If you're that level, then you're going to do that. That's what happens. You see these top level fighters, they both put it on the line. Do you know what I mean? It's not that dominant. Like for him to have only lost to Fury, and then he was one person. And then what makes me laugh as well is like when Fury beat him, and they're kind of, oh, look at his resume. Look, he's fighted all these guys. Wally is nothing. And now you're picking him up because Joshua beat him in this time. But I thought he was nothing anyway. Make your mind up. Like, he ain't back at all. Like, he's only back when he beat someone who's at the proper top of the game.
Yeah.
And Wally certainly ain't. And even against Fury, the only reason he was doing so well against him was because he'd been a fucking massive cut that he'd caught. His face was open, mate, and he kept pouring at it and doing this, and that would affect everything, his vision. Do you know what I mean? That would have hurt. That was taken into account. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
a bit overhyped, man. But as it all is, and then saying then Laura Woods can't stand her, and then the Irish guy, whatever his name is, the one that said that Jake Paul probably should beat Fury that time, and that rattled Fury. Do you know what I mean? Like just waffle bumlick and that. Do you know what I mean? And it's just a bit jarring. It's not like it used to be, man.
No,
I mean,
Lewis was the only one talking facts.
Then Lewis was, and they were like, "Is he back?" And he was like, "We'll see, innit?" He was on the level. He weren't like swayed by anyone. I like Bunsey as well. I do like Bunsey, but he seems to be a little bit like getting his bucks, pushing the narrative a little bit. But Lennox Lewis was wicked because he was just like, no, I don't think so. Like he weren't having none of that. It was quite interesting. I like that because you've got to have that. And then so Joshua thinks that Usyk's going to do Fury. What? Because he beat you twice.
Yeah, that's why he's saying it. We all know that.
You're on, mate. I don't think so, mate.
No, neither. Agree.
Likely. And then going on about, but he got dropped by this geezer who's never had a fight in his life, and Oh, well, you fight him then.
It's true.
You should beat him up. You should batter him then, isn't it? Because you're back to your best. You're the what did he say? Best heavyweight in the planet, Eddie Hearn or something. Shut up.
Yeah, something stupid like that. But the guy has 3 losses. Fury has none. But there we go. What do I know? We're just armchair fans, Dad. Apparently. But there we go. Can't say anything. No. Chris says Wilder wasn't an upset in my opinion. I said Park can avoid Wilder punches. He wins easily.
He didn't throw any fucking punch. Hardly threw any punch apart from like 1 round or something. That's the problem. You know,
that was the problem. He didn't use that. What he's good at. Yeah. No,
like,
absolutely.
He didn't fight. Like, I don't understand it. Like against Fury, with all the beef that they had and the drawing and the beat him the second time, he was like, "Come on, then, let's have a fight." You know, he won't like it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Later stages, and that's what I said, innit? That's what I said. I said on that fight, I thought Parker would start well, and then Wilder would get him with that right hand boot. So, but no, didn't happen.
Right. You've got to throw him. You know, yeah, Parker done all right, but he won't throw in enough. You know, fucking threw 50 punches all fight or something like that. 60.
Yeah, it was shocking.
Ridiculous.
For his standards, it was shocking. But yeah, fair play, Harry. He actually had it right. He actually predicted it.
One that was a brilliant punch, man. Proper clouded.
You heard it. I'll tell you what, his overhands in the fight were immense.
Yeah, really good.
For sure. So yeah, there we go. Joshua versus Wilder. It's Khan versus Brook 2.0. Happen too late. It'll be awful. Watch at this rate. It's going to happen too late. Yeah, for sure. And it probably will be awful to watch. I'm not going to lie, but there we go. What do you reckon for that, Daz? Joshua Dubois.
I think Dubois too chinny, mate.
Yeah, I think Joshua wins. Unfortunately,
Dubois more chinny. Do you know what I mean? If Joshua does get you with certain punches, you know, I just do Dubois. I think Dubois will put up a thing, but it's not harder. You know, the punches he was getting from Miller and that were more like, you know, just close up in the face sort of thing. Like they weren't like proper swings from what we saw. I know there was a couple, but Joshua's ones will be more vicious than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he bruises easy and stuff. And I think Parker knocked him out. Who he lost to? He lost to Joyce, I think, and I can't remember the other person.
We talk about Dubois.
Yeah.
Usyk, weren't it?
Yeah, which was, you know, that low blow, questionable, but it kind of was a bit low at the end of the day. And he didn't finish and that exactly Usyk, you know, come and done him quite easily. Like, let's be honest. Whether you're going on about that blow or not, there's still loads of time left in the fight just to go on him and pounce and killer instinct and that. But I think he's got that. That's the difference. I think that in that case, AJ probably would beat him.
Yeah, I think so. Harry says, third fight against Fury Wilder was class and brave. Yeah, like, I don't know what happened, man. I really don't. But there we go. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, no, 100%, mate. I think the UK fans, without being biased, are the best. You even see it in stuff like, I know it's fake, but WWE, you see the levels, you know, the fans when they come to the UK and that, the amount of chants and that. Like, you see it anything. Football, I'm not even going to compare the two. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you go to America, retirement is what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Is there something you was going to say there, Dad?
Yeah, like even in America, like, I feel maybe if it was in Wilder was on his own turf, it'd have been a different fight, you know.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah,
Yeah, no, absolutely. Chris's thoughts. Carl Frampton laughing face. Fury versus AJ in Saudi is just wrong.
Wembley,
exactly.
Should be
Battle of Britain in Saudi. Could you imagine?
Wembley.
Yeah, I agree. Wouldn't be surprised Jake Paul KSI's in Saudi. Oh god, well I don't know if they're gonna fight, to be honest. But there we go. Zhang lands on AJ. AJ crumbles like breadcrumbs mentally. Trust me, don't like getting hit. Exactly,
No.
and that's what we did. That's what we were annoyed with. That we didn't see from Wallin. We see what he done to Fury. You know, and you've seen it with. You know, who would you say is better, Wallin or Ruiz? Wallin, surely.
No, I don't think Ruiz is probably better than Wallin. He's
Well,
40.
all right, going into the fights, you would have said Wallin, wouldn't you? You know, you expect better, just weren't good compared to what Ruiz. The first ever fight of Ruiz, Joshua.
I'd say Ruiz is better than Wallin.
Yeah, it's all interesting. Yeah, potentially. Some big boys retire. Yeah, potentially. Could maybe see that. Depends. It all depends. Because I think, I'll tell you, I don't know how old's Herkovic. I think he's very underrated, to be honest. He might be quite old, but maybe people like that. We'll do this quickly. I'm saying Fury first. I know you're the same on that, Dad. Second, I'm going, well, if you're basing it right now, you've got to go Usyk. Then I'm going Zhang.
Yeah.
Fourth. Fourth is difficult for me. Probably go Joshua. Do you agree with that? Yeah, and then fifth. You know what? I feel like putting Parker in.
Yeah, got to.
So yeah, they're my top five right now. Might have a rethink about fourth and fifth later on in the time, but that's definitely my top three: Fury, Usyk, then Zhang. So yeah. But yeah. Last comment: Wallin was better than Ruiz before AJ versus Ruiz fight when Ruiz won, but then Ruiz looks in better shape than that fight. Ruiz better. Yeah, no, he's definitely he's better. I just worded it a bit wrong. What I tried to say is going into the fight, who would you have backed more? The Ruiz first fight versus AJ, or Wallin's one yesterday. I mean, you maybe would have thought Wallin, but I don't know. That might just be me. But yeah, that has been the Hat Show. A bit of a longer one, but obviously we got into Newcastle reaction and obviously previewed the Sheffield United game. Like I say, Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope you have a good one. And like I say, we'll post this stuff tomorrow, but no videos or anything. But yeah, obviously the like count at the moment, a lot of people tuned into this. And I know a lot of people watch this on playback, so big up. Currently on 15 likes already, so big up to yourselves. Like I say, I know a lot of people watch this back. Do subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. Obviously, we've got a new subscriber during the stream, so big up. Oh, a lot of new subscribers actually. So this has clearly been on the algorithm, like mentioned earlier. So big up. We got 3 new subscribers in the stream, so big up for that. Do subscribe to the other channel, T-Boys TV Extra. We got another one on that yesterday, so do appreciate that. And yeah, obviously we'll be back again with a vlog from home, content-wise. Obviously on Boxing Day, like I say, a big one planned for that. So do make sure you tune in, and then we'll react to it day or two after, and then we will get into the Chelsea game on Friday. Obviously next week, and then obviously the game is on Saturday, so I'll be back again with a watch along. So yeah, follow me on the socials as well, TikTok, Instagram, all of that. And yeah, last load of comments: Fury 1, Usyk 2, Parker 3, Zhang 4, Ruiz 5. Ruiz in top 5. Interesting. No Joshua. Jeez. Take care all. Big up yourself, Spencer, mate. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, do message me after, Harry, if this is a new channel, and I'll subscribe to it. Merry Christmas, says Chris. So yeah, big up to everyone, and we will see you lot in 2 days' time from the vlog from home. So until then, take care. Peace. Hopefully the town get the win. Come on, Lumen.